said. So I think that was the beginning of that. All right, so this is the 28-day challenge. It's going to start Monday and it'll end February 1st. It's going to be a tracking habit system. So it's really just what we're focusing on is eating real food. You're going to be eating more than you've ever eaten before, probably, which is the way it's designed. We need to fuel our bodies with good food, whole food. And so that's our goal for this challenge. But it's a challenge. We gotta have a little competition. So you're earning points every day, and at the end of the week, I'll send out a progress log. You're going to tell me how many points you earned that week on our system here, and then at the end of the challenge, the person that gets the most points, and if there's a tie that has, we'll decide on like the best transformation, if you will, then they will earn a free month one-on-one coaching with me where we really dial in specific macros and like nutrients that your body needs to thrive. And so that is the prize. So a little competition there to motivate you guys to earn the points every day. First week, we're gonna go over how to fuel your body with real food, not restriction. A lot of people think if we eat less, we will lose weight. That is not the case. Eat more, eat more, eat more of the right foods. And then our hormones balance out, and then we start to lose the weight that we're looking for. And sometimes it's not just about weight loss, it's about better energy, better sleep quality, just able to move your body more. And so that's just going to be specific to what you and your goals are. But we can all benefit from eating better, more whole foods, less processed foods, which is the way it was designed in the beginning. The second week, we're gonna focus on dialing in a little bit more of the plate method, which I'll go over in a minute, which is just really eating half your plate we'll go over that in a second, but it's just eating veggies, carbs, lots of protein, and a little bit of fat, because fat we still need for our body. Week 3 will be meal prep tips. How do we eat when we're eating out? What should we get at Chick-fil-A? Those kind of tips. And then the last one will just be going over some other little tips last week about our energy, recovery, next steps, that kind of stuff. So why do we want good nutrition habits? It's to build, we want to focus on fueling and replenishing our body with real whole foods, which we just talked about, which will increase our energy, restore our metabolism, just overall health. And so what are some things that you think, like I want you guys to answer on this, what are some benefits to eating well? What do you think? Throw out some ideas.
Pooping regular.
There you go. Good GI tract. Absolutely, absolutely. What else?
Better skin.
Skin. That's great.
Oh yeah.
That's great. Energy. Yes. Just playing with our kids and not being exhausted, right? Like that's a big thing for me. One story I had that just really helped motivate me a while back. I was volunteering at the kids' school, and we were on a stage. It was not that high. It was like half that height, but you had to step up to get to the back to organize things. And all the women with me could not step up about yay high to get onto the stage. They had to hold on to something. And I was just like, we want to be moving our bodies like you do here at the process, eating well so that we can just step up on a stage when we're volunteering at school, go up the stairs, that kind of stuff. Eating well, eating protein, which we'll go over more details of that in a minute, helps with our bones. So as we age, we need more protein to have strong bones. Any other ideas?
Better sleep.
Sleep, yes. Eating well gives us better sleep, just longevity of life, those kind of things. And that's just the way that God designed our bodies to work with the right food, whole foods, things in the ground. You've heard about the grocery store, the outside of the grocery store is where we should mainly be shopping most of the time. So the plate method, this is my favorite approach to adjusting your diet and eating quality foods. It's simple, effective, and sustainable. And so what it is, why it works, it feels overwhelming at first, but it's not once you get used to it. It's simple, realistic for busy schedules. It helps manage your hunger and your cravings, balances your blood sugar. You don't need a tracking app. You don't need MyFitnessPal. You can just eyeball it, which we're gonna go over. And so that really takes out some of that stress of tracking apps and things if you're not wanting to do that. And it works at home, restaurants, on the go, at parties. And so how it works. So you're gonna visually, and you can see on your first handout sheet, you're gonna visually split your plate into 3 parts. The half of your plate, fill half of your plate with non-starchy vegetables. On the second page, I list non-starchy vegetables for you, a little cheat sheet. So half your plate is that, literally, and you see on that diagram, take half your plate. You can't eat too many vegetables, so don't worry about that. And then a fourth of your plate is going to be lean protein. And then the other fourth of your plate is going to be a starchy carb. And that's also listed on the second page with examples. And so that's really the goal of the whole thing, is to split it into those 3 sections. And then fat. We need fat as women. It helps our hormones. If you don't eat fat, our hormones get all out of whack. And so the rule is literally like a thumb size of fat. So if you're cooking, use some butter. That's fine, totally fine. Sometimes I don't like to cook in a lot of butter, so I will just, as a treat, have a spoonful of peanut butter at the end of a meal. Totally fine. Just like a thumb size, a little bit, like a tablespoon of fat is what we're looking for at each meal. You can cook in olive oil, add butter to potatoes, top your rice bowl with avocados, a little bit of cheese. And so don't be scared to eat that fat. Once your plate is ready, and we'll go over this later on in like week 2, but try to eat your vegetables first, then your protein, and then those carbs. And that really helps with digestion. And test it out, because I used to not eat this. I used to just eat the carbs first, because I mean, potatoes are amazing, right? And I would just be really hungry like an hour or so later. And I'm like, what is going on? Because I'm eating the right food. And so then I started to eat my vegetables first, and then my protein, and then my carbs. And it really works. It keeps you full longer. And so give that a try. And we'll have that as one of each week we're gonna have a challenge. So that'll be our challenge for week 2, to focus on eating those veggies first, then the protein, then the carbs. And you'll have to let me know. You should really see a benefit from that. So half our plate, non-starchy vegetables. These add why? Why are we eating like this? These add volume, fiber, nutrients without a ton of calories. Examples on that second sheet: some broccoli, peppers, leafy greens, cucumbers, zucchini, carrots, cauliflower, asparagus, whatever your favorite vegetable is. If you don't have a favorite vegetable, find one. Okay, well, this is your chance to explore and try different things. I don't love tons of vegetables, but I love green beans and broccoli and asparagus. So that's pretty much what I stick to, and that's fine, okay? And I'll try to like mix in, other things with my broccoli and try to get it in that way. Why it matters: it keeps you satisfied, supports your digestion, and balances your blood sugar. Protein. If y'all were watching the Georgia game last night, we won't talk about it, but the commercials, all these commercials now for restaurants are really pushing protein. It's so cool to see. So like Chipotle, their advertisement was all the protein bowls, and they had the grams listed for protein, which was cool. Starbucks was pushing their protein shakes, better than nothing, right? And then even when I went to Texas Roadhouse with my family the other day, on the kids meal, it said, starred the protein, and it said on the kids meal, protein helps you get strong bones. So I love that the push for protein is becoming mainstream, because it's so important. So when you're eating and you're splitting your plate, if you're like, I don't know what 1/4 of a plate is, think a palm-sized portion of protein at each meal. That'll get you the right amount of protein. So not a whole hand, but just your palm is about what, if you're just eyeing it, if you're out and about, that's what you're looking for protein. Chicken, turkey, eggs, fish, Greek yogurt, tofu, if anyone likes that, lean beef, cottage cheese. Those are all good protein sources. I also listed more for you on the list. They're good protein that's not on there is like beef jerky or turkey sticks. That's a great snack choice too. Hard-boiled eggs, it's a quick snack choice. And so that are just some good options. And if you guys, this is what I'm here for. So if you're like, I don't know what to eat, I don't know protein, I don't like this, message in the Facebook group, email me, and I'm happy to give you ideas. That's what I'm here for. Why it matters: it helps with fullness, builds and repairs the cells in our body. It's literally so important for our body. It helps build muscle, supports your immune system, gives us strong bones as we age. And consider it like the CEO of your body. It helps orchestrate every single function of your body. It's super important to get protein in. If there's one thing I want you to take from this, it's eat protein with every meal, every snack. All right, and then the carbs can be thought, the other 1/4 of your plate is starchy carbs. That can be thought of the employees of your body. They get the job done. They're our ultimate source of fuel. So we need carbs to work out at the process. We need carbs to get through our daily life. We don't want to be scared of carbs, but we want to eat the right carbs. And so what I say for that is a fist-size portion. So if you have a fist, it'd be like a fist size of rice. So it's not as much as you want it to be, but that's what we need to be at. So that's why we want to fill up on our veggies That's gonna help us keep us full, and then the energy is gonna come from our carbs. So a fist size of potatoes, sweet potatoes, pasta's fine. Try to do whole grain pasta. If I like sourdough bread, a slice of sourdough is fine. Oatmeal, beans, quinoa. Again, email me, message me if you need other ideas. But those are that's really what's listed is going to be your best sources for carbs. And then that is our body's preferred source of energy. And it also is going to help prevent cravings later on when you have the carbs. And another thing that helps if you eat and then like an hour later you're starving, another thing is you're probably not getting enough fat. Fat really helps us stay full and adds flavor to things. It helps with hormone health. It keeps us full because it slows down digestion, keeping food in your stomach longer, which regulates your appetite hormones, which prevents overeating and reduces snacking. I know that's kind of a lot, but I find that fascinating. Fats are not evil. I was eating at the beginning of last year not enough fat, and I was just like, what is going on? Because I used to not need to have as much, but you know, I'm past 35 now, what's happening? And when I started eating more fat, I literally saw my body composition change. I was fuller longer. So don't be scared of fat, we need it. All these things our body, it was designed to have in moderation. Some examples of fat: avocado, olive oil, nuts, seeds, nut butter, peanut butter, almond butter. Again, if you have like an allergy or anything, I have a client that is allergic to a lot of stuff, but we've gotten creative, and she can't have like nuts if anyone's like that. So you can do like, she can have some butter, sunflower seeds, because that's not a tree nut. But message me if you have an allergy, and I'm happy to help you find healthy fat for your body. All right, so a balanced plate. If you eat like this, you should stay full for 3 to 4 hours, which is the goal. And if you're not, message me. We might be missing something. We might not be eating enough protein. But that's the goal. A balanced plate keeps us full for 3 to 4 hours, gives us energy, and doesn't leave us just chasing snacks like that hit, that 3 o'clock, like, I need another snack, I need another snack. Eating like this should prevent that. And if it's not, message me and we'll look at what's going on. Meal timing. All right, we want to eat 3 balanced meals and 2 mini snacks a day. So that's 5 times we should be eating minimum. A lot of people, that's what I recommend. I know that's hard for a lot of people, but that's gonna be your best bet for just staying full and being satisfied all day long. Keeps our hormones happy, keeps our cravings under control. How should we eat around workouts? That's important too when you come to the process. I think most of us work out in the morning. Should you not eat before a workout? No, you should eat something. It's not good for women to be fasted before a workout, but I also don't expect you to go and have, a whole plate of eggs and then come work out. At least have something. Have half of a banana, have, if you have like half a bowl of oatmeal, have something like that. And then after you work out, within 30 minutes to an hour is when we want to get that full meal in with the plate method. And we'll go over examples of what that looks at, because I know, at 10 o'clock you probably don't want half a plate of vegetables. So that's when we can put in some fruit for that. So if you are working out in the afternoon, 1 to 2 hours before your workout is when we want to have a meal. This is going to give us energy to work out. Some examples: Greek yogurt with berries and a banana. You could put some granola on there, oatmeal with whey protein, sliced apples, turkey and cheese on whole grain bread. So just eat before you work out in the afternoon. I'd like it in the morning too, but I just understand that sometimes that's hard to eat very early in the morning, but have something. And then post-workout, you want to eat within 30 minutes to an hour post-workout. This helps support muscle repair and helps build our muscles. And so that's why we want to get that protein in post-workout. So a protein shake is fine. Bring a protein shake to the gym if you're going somewhere after. Put some banana in there or a little bit of oats so you have those carbs. Grilled chicken with rice and vegetables, deli meat, a piece of fruit, all those are good options. So I'm gonna take a sip of water. Does anyone have any questions so far?
Is this all the info that you're talking about now going to be
Yeah.
given to us?
Yes, yeah. I'll email an overview of all this so you can read through it yourself too. Good
I've
question.
heard oatmeal is like not great for digestion. Is that false?
I think it just determines, it's per person. I've never had any issues with it or run into any issues with people. I also think it's the sources of oatmeal. That might be one of the things that you want to just buy organic. It's maybe $1 more, but you just know it's a cleaner source of oatmeal.
Okay.
But if you notice you're eating something, some people are just different.
Yeah.
But I've never had any issues with oatmeal, so that's a good question. Okay, examples. And I'll email you this example so you kind of have an idea. But let's say breakfast. How are we going to break this down for breakfast? So half your plate with vegetables. We could just do like an egg bowl. So you have your eggs as 1/4 plate. That's going to be a little harder, like looking at eggs, but I just say like 2 to 3 eggs or egg whites. I do like a 3/4 cup of egg white. It's a lot in the morning, but then still put in an egg there for your, so you could do like 1/2 cup of egg whites, 1 egg. That would be a good example if you like eggs in the morning. And then throw in spinach, peppers, onions, whatever you want. And then you could have a slice of English muffin. You could have sourdough bread. You could do a side of oatmeal. And then the fat would be the olive oil you cook in. You could put some avocado or some cheese on top. I do know cheese, disclaimer, sometimes that affects certain people. If you are intolerant to dairy, then you're not going to want to do cheese. You're going to want to do avocado or something like that. So that's kind of a good breakfast option. And does anyone, like, what are some other breakfast ideas you have personally that as I'm talking about this, you're thinking, like, what should I do for breakfast? Anybody?
All I've ever done for breakfast, like when I'm like doing well,
Yeah.
is I'll have like 3 to 4 eggs with spinach and I'll put rice in it.
That's great.
But I was doing the cottage cheese thing, can't handle it
Yes.
at all. But that was such an easy grab.
Yes.
And so I've been struggling with like the snack, because that was my snack in between breakfast and lunch.
Yes.
And now I'm like,
Yes.
like, what are the snacks that you
Snacks.
recommend?
Yes, good
'Cause
choice. We're gonna get to that in just a second.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, the snacks are the hardest part. I struggle with snacks too. It's like I have my morning snack set, and then in the afternoon, after working out, I'm like, oh, I don't want to eat that, So we're gonna go over snack ideas.
I have a quick question.
Yes, absolutely.
If you did the eggs, because I usually eat whole eggs, I've always been kind of diehard, like that's how God made it, so you should eat the
Yeah.
whole thing. But then you're mentioning, egg whites is a better option. Is that, so if you did egg whites with an egg, a whole egg, would you count that as a fat then? Because you're eating the fat from the egg? Or?
The egg would be your fat, yes. Yep, and you can count that. We're just, in the scheme of all of this, really wanting to just keep eating better. I'm fine if it's 3 whole eggs, totally fine. If we're getting into 4 or 5 whole eggs, now let's put in some egg whites just to minimize that fat, but that's fine. Like you said, you're eating whole food. We're not here to just nitpick every single little thing. So if it's 2 to 3 whole eggs, that's fine. Just make sure there's no other fat with that breakfast, because that would probably be your,
Too much.
yeah. I
don't
need to
mind.
look up the grams in my mind. I work in like
Yeah.
grams with macros, but you could still put like a tablespoon or like a teaspoon of butter or a little bit of cheese on top. But just think that is fat, so I'm not going to then put a ton of cheese on top of
Right.
whatever I'm making.
Right.
The best thing for breakfast too is to meal prep breakfast. I'll be sending out weekly like breakfast, lunch, and dinner ideas for you guys. So one of them is just to make egg muffins, and then you just grab and go, and it makes life so much easier. I also have these really good oatmeal muffins I'm going to send you guys, and you can put blueberries in them, and it comes with eggs in it. So you're already getting your eggs, you're already getting your oatmeal. You meal prep them ahead of time, and then you just pop in 1 or 2 in the morning, grab and go. Super easy, and they're delicious. Yeah.
Can we talk about coffee?
Coffee. Caffeine is so important. I have to have
It does
caffeine.
have a list.
Yes, that's a great question. Listen, we need caffeine to survive. I get it. Coffee. So that sugar and stuff is carbs. So my biggest takeaway right now, we're not trying to restrict everything. So my number 1 tip with coffee is to eat with it. When you're eating and you're having that coffee with sugar, you need to have protein with it. And that would be my number 1 tip. Like, if you can dial back a little bit of your sugar or creamer, go for it, but you don't have to. Make sure you eat food with it. Because if you don't, all that sugar, it just throws your blood sugar out of whack and just sets your day off wrong. So eat with your coffee in the morning, eat protein with it, and I'm totally fine with that. We need caffeine, yeah. I actually do a pre-workout every morning because I have 3 boys and every morning's a workout. So that's what I have instead of coffee. I don't like coffee. And so it's a natural like pre-workout, but that's what I have every morning and I have to, and I'm not compromising with that. You'll read other things where you shouldn't have caffeine. It's,
45 minutes after waking up.
Right, exactly. I get it. I get what they're saying. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And so that's just, it is what it is. If you can, awesome. If you can't, I understand. I'm not at the point in life where I cannot have caffeine in the morning. Because those three boys wake up talking really fast at me. And it's just
So
too
if you
much.
don't have coffee, what do you have for?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Me personally? Yeah, it's like, it's just ingredients pre-workout. It's this natural, like caffeine source. And so it doesn't make me like jittery. And I just put it in here with water. It's like raspberry lemonade. And that's what I drink in the morning. I can send that out if you guys want
Yeah.
on Facebook
Yes,
because
that would be
it's delicious and it's not doesn't get you too jittery. And they have a couple just ingredients I'll send out has great like just natural energy sources that you can drink too.
So with your coffee, sorry.
Yeah.
What are like, I guess you don't drink it, so you might not, but what is kind of the ideal way to, if you're not a black coffee drinker,
Yes.
what are some healthy options to
Yes.
kind of?
Yeah. So the creamer would be where we could look at it first. Could you do like the almond milk creamer? You know that
Like
they have.
eggs half and half.
Yeah.
Is that like that?
I mean, the better option's always going to be, I don't know, I'd have to like look it up specifically, but it's going to be like that almond creamer that look, when you go and look in the store and you're looking at your half and half, it'll say carbs and look at that number and then try to find something that has lower than that half and half number. That's what you're kind of looking for. But again, if that's what you need, like that's okay for right now. Just eat something with it, and then you can always look at that later on. And that's a good thing I'll write down for one of the weeks is I will do a deep dive into coffee for you guys because I'll ask my husband and find some other coffee alternatives. I'll write that down because I know like Starbucks and stuff they have like all the different like options to make it lower calorie, and it's not as much the calories. It's more like the source of that sugar that we're looking at. If you're just pouring pure sugar in there, that's going to affect your body as opposed to like some almond milk creamer and things like that.
And I top mine with like cinnamon. I do cinnamon every day.
Yeah.
Just to give it flavor.
Yes.
Or like pumpkin pie, like just to add some spice.
Yes.
With the spice.
That's great.
But like I've had digestive issues from I do the mushroom coffee. And
Yeah.
that has like saved.
Oh,
Do you
very
put
cool.
it in your coffee, the mushroom stuff, or just plain?
No, I make it. That is the coffee.
Okay.
It's a mushrooms. I do everyday dose.
Okay.
So,
Very cool. That's a good idea, mushroom coffee. Another thing, if you're like, how do I eat protein with coffee? I don't eat in the morning. Is have you all heard of just protein coffee? Put your protein in with your coffee and make it that way. That's an easy way to have protein with your coffee. And then you could get like flavored protein powder that then makes it taste better too. So that's another option that you can do for that. Okay, so that's breakfast. Good questions. We're gonna come back to snacks. I have a few snack ideas. Lunch. Lunch and dinner are easy because this is all, I mean, easy in the sense of it's a vegetable, it's a carb, it's a protein. Put it together however you want and flavor it however you want. So one idea would be your protein, 1/4 of your plate. Remember, protein is a palm size of chicken. Then you're gonna have a fist size of brown rice or quinoa. Then you're gonna add peppers, veggies, salsa, whatever you want to flavor it. And then guacamole you could put in there, a little bit of avocado, some cheese. And drizzle it like, again, we're not trying to restrict everything. We're eating better, we're making the right steps forward. So if you want to drizzle with barbecue sauce, I'm totally fine with that. Don't coat it with barbecue sauce. You know, if you want to put a little bit of teriyaki sauce, coconut aminos, those are all good options. And then dinner is going to be the same thing, but it's going to be a different meat. You could do, I like to save my dinner for like a lean beef or salmon. You don't have to, that's just personal preference. And then you're gonna do sweet potatoes, honey gold potatoes. A really good thing I do is I chop the potatoes, put them in the air fryer, and then I put a little bit of ketchup on them. Like I'll get honey gold potatoes, dice them up, put them in the air fryer, and then they feel like I'm eating French fries. I put a little bit of ketchup on it, and that's just like a good, like satisfying fix for me. And then you could do, again, a little bit of butter, avocados, broccoli, asparagus. And so the lunch and dinner are the easiest way, I think, to stick to that plate method. And what I do, there's a couple ways to meal prep. You can just find individual like ideas and you just make them into 4 different bowls and you have it like that throughout the week, like individual recipes. How I like to meal prep is that I just cook a ton of chicken and a ton of beef, and I have 2 bowls in the fridge, and then I cook sweet potatoes, I cook rice, and then I cook a lot of vegetables, and then I mix it that day based on what I'm wanting that day. You know, we never know what I'm gonna want on Wednesday. What mood am I in? So if I want Mexican, I'll just grab some chicken, some rice, some vegetables, put salsa on top. Or just like cook the chicken in like taco seasoning, like reheat it with taco seasoning. So that's an easy way. I call that like batch meal prepping, where you just cook a lot of meat, different carb sources, and then vegetables, and then you just grab and go and put it together different ways each day. So I like that better. But again, some people, like I have a friend that just loves cooking recipes and baking, and that's totally fine too. And I'll send you guys some Instagram or Facebook accounts of ones, I'm writing that down so I don't forget, that have good ideas of like recipes you can make and then divvy out into like 5 different servings, if you will. All right, snacks. Snacks are the hardest part. So snacks, we want them to be balanced, and I put that down as one of our habits, which we'll go over in a second. So that means we want protein with our snacks, essentially. I want protein with it. And then this is where we can sneak in some fruit or different things. So one idea for our morning snack would be a cup of Greek yogurt. One of just, you could just do the little containers of Greek yogurt. Then you can put in some blueberries, some raspberries, strawberries, whatever kind of fruit you want. Sprinkle it with granola. And then for my fat, I'll put in like peanut butter powder and mix it all together, or a tablespoon of peanut butter. And this is where you could put in like chia seeds, flax seeds. Those are important for fiber. Fiber just helps us go to the bathroom well. So you can put those in there. Another afternoon snack, you could do a protein shake. I like the Fairlife shakes. They're not the best ingredients, but if I'm on the go and I just have to grab something, I'll have a Fairlife shake. Scoop protein powder, protein bar, beef sticks, sliced apples. Again, put a little bit of peanut butter or some kind of fat with it. So that's your balanced snack, is that it's protein, some carbs, peanut butter. So it's a little harder to follow that plate method, as in splitting your plate, because we're not most of the time eating like a plate at our snack. But just think I need protein for my snack, number one. A little bit of carbs with it, and then that some size of fat, however we want to get that in.
With those chomps, those
Yeah.
chopsticks, do
Yes.
they have enough fat to be like a protein and a fat, and then have like an apple?
Yes, that's
Or-
right. So what I normally do with the chomps is I have like a chomps beef stick and apple, but then I put some extra protein with it. So, because there's not enough protein in that beef stick. And so I would do like eat some deli meat with it, or have a protein shake.
Okay.
So that would like complete that as a balanced snack, would be like your protein shake, beef stick, apple,
Okay.
would be a perfect snack. Any other like snack ideas? Like let's talk snacks. Like what are some snacks you
How
like?
do you feel about protein bars?
Protein bars, yes. Is it the best option? No. Is it a better option? Yes. Like, is it better than having chips, or something at McDonald's? Absolutely, right? So, so sometimes when I'm on the go with the kids and at games, I bring a protein bar, and that's totally fine. I like the Bear Bell bars. The Built bars, BUILT, are like amazing. If you heat up, if you heat up the Pepito one, it's like having a candy bar, right? So is that the best option? No. Is it better? Yes. And that's what we're looking for, better choices. We're not looking for perfection here, just better choices that are getting us on a better track with our health and eating. What are some other snack ideas? Or what is a snack you have that you're like, how can I fix this? This is your time to ask, and I'll tell you how to fix it, like make it more balanced.
So sometimes I'll just grab like a cheese stick
Yeah.
and a couple Triscuits or something.
Okay. So I like that. Cheese stick, Triscuits, fine. Add some more protein with it. So add deli meat. I get boar's head deli meat, and I'll just eat on that. And so that would make it complete. And like have more than a couple. Like you can have like a handful. Think like palm size of those Triscuits, and I like that. That's a good snack. What are other snacks y'all eat? That's all you
Apples
say.
with so much peanut butter.
Yes. So much.
So much.
So much.
That's hard.
I was just gonna say I love popcorn, but I don't
Yeah.
know how to supplement popcorn
Yeah.
to make it protein.
No, yeah, so you're just gonna have to be like kind of weird eating with your popcorn. So popcorn's fine. And if it has butter, that's gonna kind of cover your fat portion. So I would just have a protein shake with it. That's gonna be like the least weird. It might be kind of weird if you're like eating deli meat with your popcorn. Yeah. And so I might just do like a Fairlife shake and then some protein and some popcorn. And that sounds like a good snack to me. Any other snack?
I like those tuna packs. Yes, no.
You like those?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yes, I could never.
Mommy loves being what
I could never eat tuna, so I have no idea. But it's protein, so that's good. So if you're eating that, put a little bit of carb with it, And I'm sure I'm sure it has some fat in there already.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've never looked at tuna.
Yeah.
But
don't
no,
like
no,
tuna.
I do know. I hear a lot of people that like that tuna. That's a really good protein. Absolutely, that's an easy protein source. So that's a good option.
Sometimes we get those, they're called balance breaks, and they'll
Yeah.
have like little cheese and
Yes.
that little tray.
Yes,
Sometimes we get those.
yes, I've made them too with my boys, and they like those. So it comes with the protein, and it has you probably just need like 2 of them. Like that's just a small amount of protein, or just add more protein with it. So if you make your own, just put like. If you're measuring it out, I don't know if anybody has food scales, but it'd be like 3 ounces of like deli meat, which is a lot of deli meat. You're like, oh my goodness. But it fills you up, right? And that's what our body needs. Any
What
others?
about cottage cheese? Like I sometimes
Yes.
make Triscuits with cottage cheese.
Yes,
too,
yeah.
so-
Cottage cheese is great protein. It's a good fat source, and you have that. So I like that idea. It would depend on how much cottage cheese you're eating. That you might want to put more protein with it.
So full fat or low fat on cottage cheese?
I would need to look at the grams on that, but I would say full fat. Like I'm not afraid of fat, right? So just don't put anything other fat with it. So that with the Triscuits probably have a little bit of fat in it too. So I would probably half it. Like I'd probably do like no more than half a cup of cottage cheese with the Triscuits, and then add some more protein. You're gonna hear me say protein. Like keep adding protein. Like, do it. You'll notice a difference. Yeah, it's going. I was like, when you're eating, you're gonna be like, this feels like I'm eating too much food, and that's how it's supposed to be, right? So that's gonna balance out our hormones, get our metabolism in check, and you'll just be like, I can't eat any more chicken, and then you're doing it right. That's when you know, right? Okay, so let's talk about our point system.
Can
and
I ask you about
yes.
Greek yogurt? Because I
Yes.
don't love it.
Yeah.
It's like sour cream. to
Yes,
me.
I understand.
Is there a brand that you like, or is there anything I can put in it to?
Yeah, you can always get it flavored. That's a better option, right? Plain Greek yogurt is just like, oof. But I put that in like my chicken and stuff to make it taste more flavorful. So I do a great like chicken, and I'll put in Greek yogurt, and then I'll do buffalo sauce and ranch seasoning, and it is like a buffalo chicken, and it's so
That
good.
sounds good.
Yeah, it's really good. Sometimes
What
I'll
do
do
you think of the protein, the Greek yogurt protein?
The Oikos, is that what it's called? The one that starts with Oikos?
Oh, I do that one. Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one. I think that one's not quite as.
Yes,
Have you
try
tried
that
those
brand.
That one's my favorite. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I could. Huh? Which one?
They come with like a little Dixon. They're supposed to be like a lot of protein, you know?
Yeah.
They come with like little chocolate. That's what I
Again, is that the best option? Probably not. Is it a better option? Absolutely. So if you're having one a day, one every other day, I'm okay with that. Another thing I do, because I just can't like restrict myself every single day. So I have a yaza bar at night before bed, and it's amazing. If you've not heard of yaza bars, go get them. They're Greek yogurt bars, and so that's my treat after dinner, like before bed. So there's an Oreo one, there's a cookie dough one, which is my favorite. There's like strawberry caramel. Go get a box of those and try them. They're so good. YASSO.
Oh.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's like, yes, I'm gonna eat healthy all day, and I'm gonna have my Greek yogurt bar at night. And I work it in. I count macros, which is like not what we're talking about right now, but I work it in. But it's very low fat. There's a little bit of protein. The carbs are not that high, and yeah, it's totally worth it because I want to be able to do this long term, right? It's not just eat this way for 4 weeks and then we're done. This is like a lifestyle change of eating the right way forever, and I can't not have dessert. I'm just a sugar person. I like dessert, right? Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, I'll send you that idea. Yep. Yes, but just a little bit, because honey's extra carbs, but that's a better, yeah, but you know, not like a ton. I don't think yeah, but just drizzle some honey. Yeah, that's a great idea. Honey and coffee, that's a good idea.
And cinnamon.
Yes, and cinnamon, that's a good idea. Yeah, I need all the coffee drinkers to tell me all their tips here. Okay, so the last thing to go over is just our points. The last thing we're going over is just our point system, and then how we're going to submit the points, and then we're out of here. And before I forget, I want you guys, while we're talking about that, to come and grab these. These are, and sample them. There's lime. I sent you guys a message on Facebook about it.
I'll
Lime.
pass them around.
Yes, lemon and orange. Everybody can get one of each. and it flavors your water, and it's literally just lemon, lime. There's nothing added to it, and so we need to be drinking lots of water. All right, so our point system. Your last sheet's a challenge tracker sheet, so you kind of see what your habits are each day. I'm going to send this out. Eat protein at each meal and snack. I think I've harped on that enough, but that gives you 2 points. Eat 3 meals using the plate method. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner doing the plate method, okay? That is 2 points. Hydration goal. I want you drinking at least 80 to 100 ounces of water. Our goal is half your body weight ounces eventually, but that's how much water we want. No skipped meals. So you ate that day 3 meals and 2 snacks, you get a point that day. So you're going to keep track of your points each day, and at the end of the week, you'll submit it to me. Minimally processed food. This is a harder one, but we are not looking for perfection, of course, so it's 80%. I did not eat processed food. So if you have a protein bar a day, that's okay. You can still get a point for that. Another way to think of it is that anything packaged that you ate, does it have 5 ingredients or less? If it's 5 ingredients or less, I don't consider that, it's not processed very much, okay? So that's good. Like the Lara bars, they don't have that many ingredients. That's a much better option for a snack. And then daily movement. Every day I want you moving 20 minutes. So when you come to the process, obviously that's your workout for the day. But I still want you going on a walk if you can for 20 minutes. You get a point each day that you move for 20 minutes. So if it's Sunday and you go on a walk or walk your dog for 20 minutes, you get a point that day. And then sleeping 7+ hours. I know that isn't ideal for that can't happen for everybody, but try to get close to that. And if you hit 7 hours, you get a point that day. And if it's 4 hours, you had to wake up to feed a kid, and then 3 more hours, that counts as 7 hours, okay? So I've been there. And then the bonus points, you get 2 points just for submitting your weekly progress log, all right? And then you get 4 points for doing a weekly challenge, which I'll send out at the beginning of each week. It's just something different we're gonna do. 1 week it'll be like a pantry clean out, and you're gonna get rid of anything that has more than 5 ingredients in your pantry. If you do that, you get extra points. And then tagging my Instagram handle is Renee, N-A-Y Johnson, which I will, well, that's at the bottom of your sheet. And then tagging the Processed Women on Instagram gets you 4 points if you tag at least once a week. One idea is when you do the weekly challenge, you can say, did my weekly challenge, and then tag us. And so that's, you get 80 points as the max for the week. And then you're gonna submit every weekend. I will send out a form to submit called a challenge tracker is what I'm calling it. And so you're just gonna put in all your points for the week, and that's how I'll keep track of the winner and who the winner is. And then it'll also ask like what's your win from the week and what's one new nutrition goal for next week, just to kind of get us thinking about our goals. Okay, and then the last thing, I sent everybody an intake form. If you need to weigh or measure yourself, come see me after, and we can do that in private. But just do that, and then I had mentioned that at the end I'll come to a class with a scale at the end of the challenge, and the measuring tape if people want to measure afterwards to see. If you want to send me pictures, that is optional, but I do want you to take them for yourself. And because sometimes the scale doesn't reflect the changes at first, and our body composition will change, especially if you're strength training and lifting dumbbells, you're gonna see body comp changes, maybe sometimes before the scale, and I want you to be able to look at pictures and see the progress. All right, any other questions? Yeah.
Are you gonna send out like kind of a weekly meal list?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna send out 3 meals each week. So I'm gonna send you a breakfast meal that you can make each week, a lunch, and then a dinner. And then I'll be posting like, here's another snack idea and different things like that. But each week you will receive 1 breakfast, 1 lunch, 1 dinner idea that you can meal prep and do. It's hard to get a little creative with the chicken, potatoes, and veggies, but I will send you a few ideas for that. And then I'll be sending out like snack ideas and stuff too, because that's the hardest part.
Are you gonna do it like a week ahead? Because like, I guess a lot of us probably shop on the weekends or something.
Yes.
to kind of prepare.
So like, what is today? Friday. So like I'll be sending it out tomorrow, and then I'll give you Sunday. And then the next week I'll be able to send it, probably Friday or Saturday, I'll send it out then. Yep, good question. Anything else? No? Okay.